Thank you very much, Jackie. And I'd just like to, first of all, welcome you all, Your Excellency, Minister Boumeri, honorable members of the European Parliament, dear Regional Director of WHO, and all our guests, our patients, our companies, and our colleagues. Thank you very much for taking the time to come here and imagine with us, and then take action. You saw the end of the video. I wanted to first start with, I'm writing Christmas cards, it's always that time of the year, and you write Merry Christmas, and then may 2025 bring you, and I was thinking about the last 25 years. The last 25 years brought us an incredibly strong and impressive Europe. If you think back 25 years ago, we were 15 countries, now we're 27. We have a common monetary union, we have a euro. We have unveiled the genome sequencing, which I remember very well as a biotechnologist, and all the incredible exponential scientific developments in healthcare since then. We've been able to develop data and AI, and we'll hear a little bit more about that later. This is where we have come from in the last 25 years, and next year is the beginning of the next quarter of the century. And this is really where I would like everybody to take their imagination today and then in the next 25 years. This is how I plan 25 years ahead. Imagine if we could collectively build that healthier and more economically secure Europe for everybody in the room and everybody in Europe. This is really, imagine if those 12,700 therapies and vaccines in development, and I know the pipeline is just behind me, could reach patients to make sure that new antimicrobials and vaccines could fight AMR, antimicrobial resistance. Imagine if we had gene therapies that could tackle all of rare diseases. Imagine if we had new treatments developed to treat the major depression orders that we have, that affect many people in Europe, and vaccines that could prevent neurological diseases and help fight cancers. Imagine that future. And I think that from prevention to care to cure, that's what our industry exists for. These are the things that we aim to do. But imagination is not enough to help cure patients. From there, we really need action to improve the situation today. And I'll give a few ideas of four ideas of how we think we could do that. But next to this health challenge that we have and this health opportunity that we have in the next 25 years, we also have clearly a need to strengthen Europe's economic security. We've heard it, we've seen it in the Draghi report and many others. And the good news is that this is an industry that also contributes enormously to the economic security of Europe. We contribute 311 billion euros every year. We employ 2.6 million jobs, 2.6 million people in the EU, and we're the biggest contributor, positive contributor to the EU trade balance with 158 billion euros. So you have an industry that both provides the health security as well as the economic security, and yet we need to do better, because today we've certainly fallen behind. I think 2024 was a great year where we had a lot of diagnosis. We had the Letta report, we had the Draghi report, we have a series of platforms that have set where we are, and now we need to go together towards a different future. And I said I had 4 ideas that we would like to bring as an industry, and you will discuss this afternoon, and please challenge them, come with new ideas, imagine other solutions. But certainly for us as an industry, we see a need for leadership and policy coherence. This is what other regions in the world definitely have put in place, and this is why they are now leading the world in medical innovation, whether it's the US and China. So we need that as well, and I'm so encouraged to see the European Life Science Strategy and the Biotech and the Innovation Act also in the growing and the Critical Medicines Alliance. It looks to me like the focus is there and the leadership. Now let's make sure the coherence is also there and we don't push on one side and pull on the other. The second thing is really modernize our regulatory framework. We're in the process of doing that. We're revising our pharma legislation. Let's make ours the best in the world, because we are the latest ones to update our legislation. Let's make it future-proof so that all the future medicines can be approved quickly, and that can attract innovation here. And let's make sure that we resource the network and we streamline the decision-making connected to the regulatory framework. Let's strengthen rather than weaken the intellectual property framework in Europe. It has been one of the beacons of attractiveness of our region. Let's think the kind of innovation that's coming down the line. How do we keep it here and how do we develop it? And last but not least, let's harmonize the clinical trial system in Europe to make sure that we can give access to those incredible 12,700 new medicines and vaccines as quickly as possible to patients in Europe. Just a few ideas, but I really believe that if we could close our eyes for a minute and imagine that future in 25 years' time, what it looks like, if we can collectively work together with the patient at the center and make the most of this health powerhouse and economic powerhouse that you have in the pharmaceutical industry for the benefit of each of us, I think we can definitely get there. So thank you very much for joining. Please be provocative. Please, this is the moment to say what's been on your mind. And because if we want to build the next quarter of the century, we have to do it in a very focused and successful way. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.